All right, the social justice issue that we are focusing on for this assignment is the overturning of DEI. DEI stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion that have been embedded into our American institutions. DEI programs are morally placed in our institutions for promoting safe and equal opportunities for every employee without hiring based on sex, race, ethnicity, religion, overall any individual that is part of a marginalized minority group. Recently, DEI has been overturned and terminated due to President Trump signing an executive order to end quote-unquote radical DEI programs. The main focus on how this is affecting American citizens is how the overturning of DEI is laying a major setback for us. DEI is also extremely important in school systems. With the removal, many of our younger generations will be blinded from the history of our country and what has happened to minority groups in the past as well as current time. This issue started with affecting the federal government, made its way into the state level, as well as corporate jobs such as Target, Walmart, McDonald's, etc. As most of us have seen in the media or been a part of boycotting these corporations for allowing the removal of DEI. DEI initiatives have also progressed our society into being more inclusive. However, our government sees equality is no longer a priority in this country. Without DEI initiatives being in our institutions, there will be a reoccurring cycle of systematic inequalities in our society as a whole within the workforce, our communities, schools, that DEI has called a halt to.
One direct service action can be to organize a panel of guest speakers who are historically marginalized and were still able to overcome the obstacles they faced and get amazing careers. They can speak to students who feel that they are disadvantaged because of their background or identity and share their story. They could then offer themselves as role models to people who share a similar background as them. In this, they will not only highlight how to overcome the difficulties they were able to, but also the importance of DEI programs. In a study done by Nur Aish and others at Bucknell University, it was found that role models don't have to be extraordinary celebrities. Students will relate more to what they call non-outlier individuals who have found success. They will accept them because students are more likely to see that path to success achievable for themselves. The role model is relatable, and they possess qualities that are valuable to students. Bringing people in as panelists, whether in person or on Zoom, can be extremely beneficial to students who have lost the support of DEI programs. With this event, students will feel safe and guided in moments of uncertainty. This event is low cost, not difficult to organize, and provides the opportunity for direct individual support. While this won't solve all the problems associated with the removal of DEI initiatives and policies, it can offer encouragement and guidance to those who are most affected by the loss and hopefully show the importance of DEI while also showing the importance of our students.
Adding to that, community organization in the fight against the removal of DEI can look a few different ways. On the corporate and organizational side, it is very important to enhance and uplift the DEI policies and movements within the workplace. This can not only create a safe place for those around you, but it can send a message to corporate America that companies will not give in or surrender their DEI initiatives. Another way you can take action is by attending festivals and community events. Going to things like the annual Pride festivals show support for the LGBTQIA+ communities and show strength in numbers. Participating in the United We Dream organization gives support to marginalized communities who may be affected by these policy rollbacks. Many organizations are creating fundraising and awareness-building campaigns along with actions and how you get involved. Supporting local movements near you is a big help. Community organization can always incorporate public forums. This way, it will not only inform communities, but it will also be used as a platform to listen. This is very beneficial when speaking about the fight against the removal of DEI. This also incorporates creating a shared platform for communities, schools, teachers, advocates to speak on. This will show the community's fight against the removal of DEI, which will guide others into join together.
According to change.org, it is important to pinpoint the exact policy you want to help change and influence. You do this by researching the issue and using the information you gain to outline your ideas and visions for what you want the policy to look like and what you can do to make it more successful.
So 2 bills in specific that were passed that have limited DEI in university settings in specific was House File 269, which is a bill that prohibits universities from being able to enforce the teachings of DEI and critical race theory. And then there was House File 401, which is a bill that required universities to report all required curriculum for graduation, and it prohibits anything critical race theory or DEI related from being required to graduate. So with this, it's important to understand the political process. So to do this, you can identify the relevant policymakers and those who have influence on the problem itself. You can file a formal complaint about the overturning of DEI with the White House. A link will be provided. And then you can also contact and make your case to policymakers. So some good ones for this would be House Representative Stephen Holt, who is the floor manager for both of these bills. There's also Representative Taylor Collins, who passed the amendment to prohibit community and private colleges from spending money on founding or funding DEI offices and hiring DEI officers. And then there's also Representative Henry Stone, who did not yield to questions from the House Democrats about the House File 269 bill. You can also campaign for politicians who support the same policies you do, and you can also make sure to consider the timeline of these issues and act accordingly with that timeline.
Other things you could do are start a petition, speak at public events, attend public protests, and use nonviolence and violence to your advantage, as they both can help support the efficacy of your protest. If you need help looking for these kinds of public events or protests, you can look at a local social media page. There is often one that is about activism. I know we have one here.
I think most importantly, it's just important to get involved, do something to help the issues that you support, and making the world a more equitable place for all.
Most definitely.